Hi, my name is Valentina V, and I am a cinematographer and director based in Los Angeles. In front of me, you have the contents of my Diddy bag. These are all of the little things that I bring to set with me that help me throughout the day, all of the little extras that I always wish were there. So I'm gonna go over everything with you. You ready? Let's go. I decided to take one that has outside pockets, so we will start with that. The first outside pocket has, of course, my phone. The second outside pocket has my business cards. So I have them in a little case here, and they have photos of me on them, so you never forget who handed you the business card. Let's open the front pocket first, because that's the stuff that I tend to grab most frequently. So first we have a pair of scissors. This is great for opening boxes, great for cutting up gel rolls, and also every single department always asks you for scissors. Even the wardrobe department wants to cut a tag off. You always have those handy. I have a few A-clips. This is for clipping stuff like gels and other materials, as well as a couple of clothespins. Now we call these C47s. And again, I have a lot of these, but it helps to have them with me. I have some batteries, some AA batteries, and the most important thing is my multi-tool. My favorite tool in this multi-tool is actually not this one. You might think it is, but I actually use the nail file more than anything. The nail file kind of looks like a flathead screwdriver, and it helps me get my camera plates on. So I use that extensively. And usually at the beginning of the day, I'll take my multi-tool out, I'll put it in my pocket, and it'll stay with me in my pocket the whole day. I have a few silver markers. The silver markers really help if I'm marking on black equipment, like if I've forgotten to label something with my name, I'll just write my name on there. A pen and a dry erase marker for things like slates, in case the first AC did not bring one, or if the first AC's marker has dried up. I used to have everything just thrown in here in a large pile until I got these organization cubes, and these are honestly life-changing. Definitely get them if you can. This is the simplest one. I only have two types of items in here. In the front, I have my cables. Now, these aren't all the cables, but they are the most important ones. Stuff like HDMI cables, a lightning cable, some micro USB cables, things that are going to be able to charge my devices on set. On the front here, I have all sorts of different arms to mount things to my camera, like for example, wireless transmitters or monitors. And I will say I'm a little bit of a hoarder. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different mounting arms. You know, different situations require different arms, okay? That's why I have so many. It's not like I have a problem or anything. Here's the next little packing cube. I usually use these for really small items that can get lost in the main bag. So for example, I have a bunch of plugs here. So this is a cube tap. This is to turn one plug into 3. Here I have something for 3 different USBs to go into. And then this is a 2-prong to 3-prong converter. So of course, other departments will have these, but I like having these as well. I also have a little bit of a voltage outlet tester. So you can plug this into any outlet and it'll tell you whether the outlet is working or not. Very good before you start plugging things in. One of the main cables I have here is a little triple cable. So it has a USB on one side, and then it has lightning, micro USB, and USB-C on the other side. So you can charge whatever you want to charge. Another little thing I have here is an adapter for photo lenses to become cinema lenses. It has these gears on the side, which help if you need to attach a follow focus to the side of the lens. I have an extra camera plate, can never have too many of those. Sometimes you lose one, sometimes you brought your tripod to set, but your camera plate is attached to the camera that's at home, so having one on standby is always useful. I used to bring measuring tapes to set, and I got a couple of pretty deep cuts on my fingers. So now I use a laser measure. And this is really helpful because you can either measure from the front right here where the laser comes out, or from the back of the laser measure. So if you want to measure from wall to wall, you can actually set it so that it measures from the back. It also has bubble levels on both sides. So it's a 2-in-1 tool. You can use it as both a bubble level and a measure. I have a little case of extra screws for camera plates and such of all different sizes. These are incredibly helpful because they're really small, so you can lose them really easily. Having extras is very handy. I also have a cold shoe extension, so this can turn 1 cold shoe into 3 cold shoes. So in case you need to mount something that has cold shoe mounts, you can multiply the amount of mounts on your camera. And surprisingly, this has also helped me out a bunch. I have a little cell phone holder. It actually helped me out literally 2 days ago when someone who needed to do a teleprompter script on camera didn't have a teleprompter. So I busted out my phone, I put this on top of my camera, and we had a teleprompter ready to go. This also helps for when I'm making TikToks for behind the scenes. Lastly, I actually have a few gifts that I like to give to some crew members at the end of the day. Maybe they went the extra mile, maybe they were a PA who was really on top of things. So I have a little slate pin. How cute is that? So I give these away. And also sometimes people keep trying to take my multi-tool from me. So I will give them a multi-tool. So this is something that is also on my phone keys, but it's a little snowflake multi-tool, and this is a really, really good gift. So I always keep a few in my ditty. Let's get into some of the bigger items. Next, I have my light meter. This is a must for every cinematographer's toolkit. It shows you how much light is being cast upon any object in your scene, and it'll help you expose things properly. You just put the little ball here up against their face, you take a measurement, then you put it up against something else that is receiving light, you take a measurement, and you see how the measurements differ. The light meter, my favorite tool. Also, you notice I label everything with my name. Not that much stuff left. The first thing, I have a few safety chains. Usually the gaffer or grips will bring this, but basically you just want to make sure that if anything's hanging directly above people's heads, that you put a safety chain onto some sort of beam or some sort of pole, something that is not going to fall. Next, I have a tiny, what we call an on-camera light, but it can be used for anything. So you just turn it on like this, and this one happens to be RGBWW, so it has all sorts of modes. You can turn it to whatever color you want, whatever saturation. Essential item to have in your kit. These days, a lot of lighting is LED lighting, so you can touch it. It's cool to the touch, but you never know. Sometimes you might show up to set and they may be using some hot lights. So I like to have a pair of gloves in my bag at all times. These gloves right now are attached to a little belt clip. So when I'm not using them, I can clip them to my belt and they can just hang out with me. But very, very helpful for when you need to touch hot lights. Usually those hot lights take like 20 minutes to cool down, so you never want to touch a hot light. 2 types of flashlights, one that you can hold in your hand, and then another type of light that I have is a headlamp. Now, this is really useful not only during nighttime, but you could be in a very dark studio environment, searching through your bag, you're trying to find that one thing in there. Having a headlamp just opens up your hands. A few more things left here on the inside. First thing, a pair of headphones. You never know. Lastly, I have 2 full sets of hex keys, also known as Allen wrenches. I have a full set of metric and imperial, and they just help with anything. Like your tripod is wonky, you need an Allen wrench. Your camera plate is on wrong, you need an Allen wrench. Your camera cage needs help, Allen wrench. So absolute must. So that's it. That's everything that's in my ditty bag. I hope you found this informative. And if you have any more questions or you want to see any of the other goodies that I bring to set, let me know in the comments. Till next time, happy shooting.